welcome back. Hopefully you've seen my entire Nepal series that I've recently posted, and you've been inspired and you're planning a trip to Nepal, and you will have an awesome time. So I'm just going to show you what you can pack here so you don't forget anything, like I usually do, forget at least one thing. Last time I forgot a headlamp. Didn't realize it until I was quite high up in the mountains too. You need this. You need this even just to get around the tea houses at night, because it's dark. And if you're doing any of the high peaks or passes, you technically get up very early in the morning, and you trek for a couple hours in darkness over rough terrain to get up to the high point for sunrise, usually. Can't really do that without a headlamp, so not forgetting that again. The most important thing, of course, is your footwear. So you need some good walking shoes, obviously for your flights, for walking around Kathmandu. They should be pretty good shoes too, because there's a lot of potholes and things in Kathmandu. It's not exactly smooth. And just for wearing in the tea house at night too, you don't want to be having your boots on all the time. And then you definitely need some good hiking boots. They should be broken in, so they're comfortable to wear right off the bat. You don't want to be breaking them in on the mountain. They should be waterproof. Ideally they should be insulated. You can sort of make that up with warm socks, but it's better if they're insulated as well, because it will get quite cold. You can expect temperatures in Kathmandu to be very warm, in Pokhara as well if you're going to Pokhara. Shorts and t-shirt weather, but as you get higher up it's going to get colder. And if you're doing a high peak or pass in the 18,000 foot range, you can expect temperatures to be about minus 10 Celsius, about 16 Fahrenheit, I believe, and also quite windy. So it's going to get cold and you might freeze your feet. I've definitely frozen my feet a lot in the past. So these are actually my first trip with insulated boots. Now I'm going with full Sherpa support. So I've got a guide and porters through a company called Sherpa Holidays. You can check them out at sherpaholidays.net. So they're actually providing a lot of stuff for me that I don't have to pack, which will allow me to pack all of this and just take a small, medium-sized backpack. If you're going solo, you're going to need to pack a lot more stuff. Larger backpack, and it's going to have to be comfortable enough for you to wear it for the whole trip. So hiking about 7 hours a day over rough terrain and high altitude, you have to wear that yourself if you don't have a porter. And it's going to be probably in the 35-pound range. But by the end of the day, that's going to feel like 100 pounds on your back, just to warn you. I know a lot of people take some pride in doing the trek without guides or porters. I would certainly recommend that you get it. It's really not expensive. Nepal is one of the cheapest countries in the world to travel, and you will have a lot more enjoyment if you don't have to be carrying around your pack all the time. So I'm just taking a medium-sized pack, and I really don't even have to take this because this is not going to be used for the trek. This is just going to go into storage in Kathmandu. The tour company is going to give me a big duffel bag. All of this will go into a duffel bag and be carried by the porters. So I could technically even go with just rolling luggage if I wanted to, but I'm not. Next thing you're going to need is a day pack. This is if you're not going solo. If you have a porter, you're still going to need to carry some things for yourself in a small pack. And it's not going to be that heavy. And it should also have a water bladder that's removable so that you can drink from it easily through a straw. You don't have to retrieve a water bottle all the time. And the Sherpas will provide you with water, hopefully, if you're in a group like mine. This group has also provided me with a suitable sleeping bag with compression sack, a down coat with hood and compression sack. So that's going to save me a lot of room in packing that I don't have to bring with me. They're also carrying other things. Like I mentioned, they're providing me with water along the way, which they're purifying for me. If you're traveling solo, you would have to purify your own water to drink. You can't drink the water without purification. Different ways you could do that would be bring a filter system or chemical tablets to purify the water. The company is also providing for me some things that I hopefully won't need, like first aid kit, treatment for a lot of different ailments, including altitude sickness. But I've never needed it before, so I probably won't need it now. There's different ways to deal with that The best way is just to climatize slowly by moving very slowly up the mountain, not pushing things too fast, and drinking lots of water. Some people swear by Diamox, which is a drug that you can take easily prescribed anywhere. You're really only supposed to take a half tablet twice a day for that, but use as directed. I know a lot of people that have abused that drug in the past, taking multiple pills along with Tylenol and all kinds of other things to try to get up the mountains quicker, and that's just abuse. That's not safe at all. But if you are going to use Diamox, just look into it on your own if you haven't used it before. A lot of people swear by it, including a lot of Sherpas will swear by it. It doesn't work for me. I've only tried it once. It didn't help with acclimatization at all. Possibly the opposite. And I didn't like the side effects. So you get tingling of the extremities, and for me it just made me feel really anxious. Wasn't nice at all. And the other thing with Diamox too is if you start taking it at a certain altitude, you're supposed to take it for the whole trip until you get back to that altitude. So I wouldn't take it until you absolutely need it at high altitude, just in case you don't like the side effects. You won't be on it that long, but it's up to you. So besides water, in your small pack, you're also going to carry anything that you need for the day. So recommend you always have your rain shell on you, and you're going to need to take probably at least one small fleece. As you get higher up, you're going to want to take gloves and a toque. And just keep that with you when you need it so that you're not cold. Also, battery pack with solar so that you can charge your batteries later. If you wear glasses like me, extra pair of glasses is always a good idea. And sunglasses, because it's going to be very bright with the snow, and you definitely need this. You also need to bring suntan lotion. It's going to be very strong sun, even though it's going to be cold. Any skin that's exposed will burn very quickly, so you definitely need to be constantly applying suntan lotion. You could also bring walking poles. These are optional, but I do like using them. I think most people do. They're especially good for going downhill because you can save a lot of stress on your knees. But going uphill too, you can push a little bit with your arms, which helps. And you can just lean on them when you get tired. So I do like the walking poles. All of the clothing that you take needs to be suitable for the weather conditions. And you're going to have to take clothes for varying different temperatures. Again, Kathmandu, very warm, so you'll need short sleeve shirts, probably a pair of shorts. As you get higher up, you're going to need fleeces of different strengths, so from light to heavy. And all of the clothes that you take should not be cotton. If you trek before, you know this. You can only wear cotton once and it stinks. The best material is merino wool, which can be worn multiple times, and it will not stink. You're definitely going to need a lot of those, but you don't really need to take that many clothes, because again, you can wear them all multiple times. So that really helps. That includes your socks too. There's waterproof socks now I'm going to try for the first time, and they're more of a neoprene-like material. We'll see how those work out. I don't expect to need things like gaiters or crampons, certainly not ropes. But if I did, any time that I've needed these things in the past, the Sherpas will just provide them to me, so I don't have to worry about bringing those things with me. But certainly Everest region in April, I'm not expecting to have any kind of deep snow to walk through, so I should be fine. Some optional things you could consider, maybe a compact towel, maybe hand and foot warmers. You just tear these open, put them in your gloves or your socks to keep your hands and feet warm for a few hours at least, so they'd be good for the passes if you're doing anything really high up. And of course you need all your camera equipment, right? And all the accessories that you need for your camera equipment, maybe a case to protect it. Be an annoying selfie stick person like me. extra batteries, charger, and lots of memory. Even if you're just taking photographs, because you're going to take a lot of photographs, but if you're taking video, you're going to need extra batteries and lots of memory. Also, I recommend that you carry some sort of a pouch, a little leather pouch or something, that you can put all of the batteries in for anything that you bring. And that way you can keep them on you, any of the batteries that are not being used, maybe an inside jacket pocket or something, keep them warm. Put them in your sleeping bag at night to keep them warm, and that'll save a lot on your battery life. There's no electricity usually in the tea houses. All you're going to have is a light in your room, and that's it. And it's going to be really hard to keep everything charged, so that's why I'm taking a solar-powered backup system. Some of the tea houses will have those solar-powered charging stations that you can charge your things in, but it tends to be expensive and spotty, so if it's been cloudy for a few days, they might not have charging available for you, and it may be very slow because the only electricity up there is just by solar power. So I filmed this in advance of the trip, so I don't know how the trip went. Hopefully it went according to plan without any great difficulties, and hopefully I haven't forgotten anything here. I'll be going soon, so I'm really looking forward to it. And you haven't packed my stuff yet? I didn't know you were here. I'm not taking any of these. What are you doing? Oh. Really? Okay. Don't listen to him. He's just a clone. Don't even think about posting this. You know there's only supposed to be one of us. Please subscribe.